So, among the things that were announced during the live stream on May 5th were a bunch of new crossovers. These crossovers will be implemented sometime in the future, and among them are ones that we've already gotten previously, like the Paper Bride crossovers and the B-Duck crossovers, albeit with new parts being added. Aside from those, we're also getting some completely new crossovers, such as the one that has been speculated about for a long time now, the Time Raiders crossover. While many of us might have already know what crossover will be coming, not all of us know what's the story behind those crossover. So today, I'll try to dive into these crossovers, breaking down what the original IPs are about, what the story could be, what might be included in the crossover, when it will happen, how to obtain the items, and so forth. And as always, if you have any more context that I might have missed in the video, feel free to add it in the comment section. Well then, let's dive in, guys. Let's start this video with the Maltese Line Dog crossover. This crossover, which will arrive on May 14th, features A-tier skins for both the Prospector and the Cheerleader, which are purchasable through Echoes only. I can't really tell the exact price, since I'm not spending any money on it, but judging from previous A-tier skins, the price should be around 1,388 Echoes each. That being said, this crossover is based on Maltese Line Dog, an original IP that resembles a white Maltese dog. First released in 2020 as stickers for the Line messaging app, the character quickly gained popularity among Line users because of its cute design and expressive depictions, which offered stress relief for people living in a stressful, fast-paced modern life. The Maltese Line Dog is usually accompanied by a golden retriever puppy who serves as the companion of the white dog. Together, they make an appearance in this crossover, with the white Maltese Line Dog being portrayed by the Cheerleader, while the golden retriever puppy is portrayed by the Prospector. I'm not really sure how long this crossover will last, but judging from previous crossovers, maybe this one will last for around a month? Well, if you know how long it'll last, let me know in the comments, guys. Moving on, the next crossover announced was the Paper Bride crossover. I particularly like this crossover because of the amazing emotional art style of the Paper Bride series, as well as the horror-filled and emotional storyline told throughout the games. For those who don't know, Paper Bride is a horror game series developed and published by a company called Heartbeat Plus. The series became so popular that it has already been serialized into 8 volumes, with the 9th volume reportedly still under production. Given its popularity, it's understandable why Identity V would do yet another crossover with the series. Back in 2025, they already held the first phase of the crossover, featuring the perfumer, the antiquarian, and the novelist as the characters receiving the crossover content. Now, in Phase 2 of the crossover, it's reportedly said that 3 more characters will receive crossover skins: the psychologist, the patient, and for the second time, the antiquarian. The news source IDV Logic reported that Phase 2 of the crossover will feature characters from Paper Bride 7, where the psychologist, Ada Mesmer, will receive an A-tier skin based on Du Yenta, while the patient will receive an A-tier skin based on Li Fengjie. In the original story of Paper Bride 7, Du Yenta and Li Fengjie are lovers. Li Fengjie was forced to venture into the mysterious town of Liangjiankou in order to resurrect his lover, Du Yenta, who underwent a phenomenon called soul departure and fell into a coma. And so, being lovers and all, I think both Du Yenta and Li Fengjie are actually portrayed pretty nicely by Ada and Emil respectively. Now, another skin featured in this crossover is the S-tier Tao Mengyan skin for the antiquarian. Back in Phase 1, Tao Mengyan already made an appearance and could be obtained for free. However, the skin will reportedly be upgraded into an S-tier rather than an A-tier because it depicts the outfit from her past life. So far, there's still no information regarding when exactly the crossover will be released. There's also no information yet on how the skins will be obtained. Perhaps one of them could be obtainable for free, just like Phase 1 of the crossover? Well, only time will tell. The first part of the B-Duck crossover, which happened back in 2022, gave skins to Nabe and Bonbon, while in 2024, it was Vera and Luca who received the crossover skins. Now in 2026, the B-Duck crossover is making a return for Part 3, paving the way for both Aesop Carl and Brynhilde to receive skins as well. For context, B-Duck is a Chinese original IP character that can often be found on various products, including stationery, kitchenware, bags, and even electronics. The IP itself is quite popular globally and has been well received by many people because of its cute design. Originally created in 2005, or more than 20 years ago, the brand has since expanded throughout the world, bringing along many other IP characters as well, such as Buffy and Rice, both of whom became the skins for Vera and Luca respectively. As of now, it's still unknown what the skins for both Aesop and Brynhilde will be called. However, judging from the posters, I believe that Brynhilde's skin might be called Pinky, since there is a small pink duck beside her, and the pink duck itself is called Pinky within the B-Duck universe. As for Aesop, the duck flying beside him is called Ice in the B-Duck universe. Of course, this hasn't been officially confirmed yet, so we'll just have to wait and see how the crossover eventually turns out. As for when this crossover will be released, there's still no information so far. Even so, both skins will reportedly only be purchasable through Echoes. To put it shortly, I'd personally describe Time Raiders as Tomb Raider meets Indiana Jones. Or heck, maybe even Pirates of the Caribbean if you want. For further details though, Time Raiders likely refers to a TV series with the same name, which itself is part of a larger franchise called Grave Robber Chronicles, or in Chinese, Daoma Biji. This crossover had been hinted way back, as far as 2024. Now, Daoma Biji itself is an entire franchise originally based on a Chinese novel series written by Su Lei, better known by his pen name, Nanpai Sanshu. Back in 2006, Sanshu wrote a story about a group of grave robbers hunting for treasure while stumbling across all sorts of mythical and supernatural things, such as living corpses, women in white, and pretty much anything you could think of, I guess. Anyway, there are several notable characters in the series, such as Wu Xie with his glasses, who honestly looks like he'd fit perfectly as the lucky guy, or Zhang Qiling with his hoodie, who looks like Nabe in a failed disguise. There's also a mysterious character named Ning, who might fit pretty nicely being portrayed by Martha. But even then, these are all still purely speculative, since there's currently no information yet regarding when exactly this crossover will be released, nor which characters will actually be included in it. White Cat Legend can refer either to the Chinese drama adaptation or the Chinese anime, or Donghua, though both originated from a Chinese manhua titled The Journal of Dali Temple. Assuming the crossover is based on the anime adaptation, here's roughly how the story goes. Set during the Tang Dynasty, the story revolves around a character named Qinshi, who arrives in a city called Luoyang in search of his older brother, whom he has never met before. After arriving in the city, he quickly runs out of money, but eventually manages to find work at a court as some kind of lackey. One of his tasks is to guard a giant white cat imprisoned inside a cell, which people believe to be a demon. Desperately needing money, Qinshi accepts the job despite being terrified of the creature. One day, however, the giant cat tricks him and seemingly attempts to escape from the prison. But in reality, the whole thing was merely a test for Qinshi. As for the rest of the story, well, I can't exactly spoil everything here. You can always check it out yourself if you're interested, since the anime itself already aired back in 2020. As of now, there's still no information regarding when exactly this crossover will be released. I also can't really guess yet who will receive the skins in this crossover, but for reference, here are some of the characters from the series. Maybe you guys can try guessing who will end up receiving the crossover skins instead? Let me know if you have any ideas. Every year since 2023, Identity 5 hold a crossover with a cultural or historical theme related to China. This can be seen when Emma's S-tier skin, After the Rain, was released alongside the Hangzhou West Lake Scenic Area event. The event itself, in a way, introduced a scenic area in China called Hangzhou West Lake, which is already quite a popular tourist destination on its own. In the following year, several other places were introduced through the game as well, such as the Palace Museum and the China Academy of Art. Now this year, it seems that the crossover will introduce a place called Shanghai Animation Film Studio. Shanghai Animation Film Studio is a Chinese animation studio based in Shanghai. As the name implies, the studio produces various animated films that incorporate Chinese artistic styles and cultural characteristics, and it has even collaborated internationally with studios around the world, such as Canal Plus and Cookie Jar Entertainment. Some of the animated films produced by the studio include Lotus Lantern and Nobody, both of which are fairly well known in China. So far, however, there's still no information regarding what kind of content will actually be added for this crossover, nor do we have any confirmed release date for it yet. Another crossover that is going to be implemented is the Polar Research Institute of China crossover. Similar to the previous one, this crossover is themed around a particular place, namely the Polar Research Institute of China. The institute itself is a research organization of the People's Republic of China that focuses on the study of Earth's polar regions. Based in Shanghai, the agency operates under the jurisdiction of China's Ministry of Natural Resources and primarily conducts polar scientific research through its research stations and expeditions. Given that exploration is the main theme of the institute, it feels pretty natural that the explorer, Kurt Frank, will receive the A-tier skin for this crossover. However, I still can't find any information regarding when exactly the crossover will be released. And for your consideration, this crossover reportedly will only be available domestically on the Chinese server. This one is not really a crossover per se, but rather a charitable movement held by the game. For context, since 2022, Identity V has released special charity-themed content every year. It started with the Panda Protector event back in 2022. After that, the game continued doing similar events each year, such as the 2023 Astria Night event, the 2024 1% of the Planet event, and the 2025 Culinary Adventures event. Now, in 2026, the charity event will reportedly focus on children with special needs. It has already been confirmed that the meteorologist, Wendy Foote, will be the lead character of the event, and she will also receive an A-tier skin. However, we still haven't received an exact release date for the event yet. Even so, if we look back at previous charity events, it's likely that this one will also be held toward the end of the year. Well guys, that's pretty much all that I can give you for now. And as always, feel free to ask anything or add more context if I happen to miss something here. Anyway, which crossover are you looking forward to the most so far? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for staying with me, and have a good day.